Okay.
Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. It's an awesome afternoon in Texas, Houston, Texas. And I'm so excited to be here with my bro, my brother, my friend, my guy
Yes.
from Atlanta. He's a great guy. Bro, guy, what's going on? And
Bless.
Andrew, what's going on, Andrew? What's going on there?
I'm blessed, man. Blessed, man. Let me first start off by saying I am truly grateful for your contribution, man, and the amazing things that you got going on. I'm glad to be a part of it, man. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's my pleasure. In Texas now, the weather is changing. What's going on weather in Atlanta? What's going on in Atlanta?
Atlanta is very hot. That's the first thing. Very hot.
Wow.
The holidays are here, so everybody it's getting settled. Football season. Everybody's kind of like, in their cocoon, getting ready to
Oh.
sprout for the holidays.
Yeah, all right, that's cool. And then I think that yesterday was the Labor Day, and it was awesome time. I hope you had a good time with your family too, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So, Andricus, I want us to go into the main focus of today's podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and it is about the executive emptiness.
Okay.
So, let me give you a background of what executive emptiness is. I've been talking about it on the social media for long.
Okay.
Executive emptiness is a concept that describes a state of unfulfillment, dissatisfaction, and lack of purpose, as experienced by high achieving executives and entrepreneurs despite their professional success. That is,
Right.
this is a feeling or a state by top entrepreneurs, top executives, those who are doing well. I mean, they are not lazy. They are doing something. They are doing well. By the point, just get dissatisfied. They get to
Right.
that just like, oh, lack of purpose, lack of connection. There's something more, something to come. And I think all of us are in that state at one time or the other of our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went further. I'll just read one more. I went further to do what is the definition of executive, emptiness. And I said, executive emptiness referred to a psychological and emotional state where successful individuals in leadership position feels a profound sense of emptiness, lack of fulfillment, and disconnection from core values and personal life, despite achieving professional success and material wealth. I mean, that is just very, very surprising.
I think you hit it right on. I think you hit that right on the nutshell.
Somebody who have money, who have wealth, who have reached the peak of this, success, and then you feel disconnected. What do you think about it? Is it really real? What do you think
It
about
is. I think real would be an understatement. I
it?
think I think real would be an understatement. I think everybody, executives and people in general, will go through it. But executive emptiness is something that I feel like every key person of influence, every entrepreneur, aspiring and current, will surely arrive at. I think it's inevitable. I truly think it's inevitable.
So I have been talking about productivity for years, and then I came from Africa, from Nigeria, and then back in Africa, the motto is get things done, get things done, get things done. But
Right.
when I got to America, I saw that people are really getting things done. They have to pay their bills. They have to get things done hardly because you have to get money to get things done, really. But you see, in America here, people now get things done. They grow high to a level and then they are losing themselves. People
Mm,
lose their personality. People lose their fulfillment. People lose what they are born to do. People lose their sense of purpose because they are getting things done. So there's an
right.
imbalance in here. So I discovered that the total productivity is a 360 thing, which I means apart from getting things done, gets you done too.
Right.
So get
Right.
things done gets you done.
Mm,
Get things
mm.
done truly gets you done because executive emptiness is just like, oh, I want to get things done. I want to get this. Yes, you are getting things done. You are growing your career. Things are moving. And you get to a point. Now I've got all things done, but I am not getting myself done. So
Right.
give us an example or an instance of what happened to you at one point or the other when you felt this. When you were at this state too.
Here's the first thing that I will say, and I'm probably jumping the gun, but
Please go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we're just going to provide value.
Yeah.
I think, to answer your question, I've had periods where I've experienced executive emptiness. However, I think for me, I think I'm well aware what that period is. And in our previous conversation, we talked about being in the valley, right?
Yeah.
And I think going through so many trials and tribulations and being wise in that aspect of life, I've come to realize what that period is. So when it arrives, I know how to maneuver, and I know that that's that phase where it's time to get better. It's time to conjure up new ideas to be more effective. It's time to think of more ways to be efficient, right? Because you ultimately come out of the valley, right? I think when people get to the valley, or I think when people arrive at executive emptiness, I think the first thing that most people don't realize is that you're going to come out. You're going to come out,
Yeah.
right? So when you're in the valley, or when you're in the midst of executive emptiness, I think you have to work from a perspective to know that it is going to come to an end.
I
It
love
is going to come to an end.
I love that. I love that. Talking about the vibe, because our viewers are on or people listening to us might not even understand what I'm saying. So the concept is, in life, you are always at one point of the mountain. Oh, I'm doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm good. But at a point in time, I'm good becomes not good enough. You begin to feel that, oh,
Mm,
there's something higher. So there's another mountain higher than where you are, and you're like, oh, I wish I would get it. So every mountain where you are, somebody's desiring it. Somebody was as a lower ebb thinking, oh, if I can meet up with that level, I'll be good. But when you get to that level, you also
right.
higher. So at every point in time, there's a mountain higher than you. And that's why, going through the scripture, and so David said, oh, it was talking about some 23, it was talking about the Lord set a table, a month for me, and the month is green, and grass is green here. Oh, the pasture is green. Oh, the Lord is with me. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not. You see, David was talking about how green that mountain is. But at a point, he
Right.
said, even though I go into the valley, because you will go to the valley.
For sure. For
Every
sure.
time you want to move to the next mountain, right? You must know the only way to the next mount is the valley. And that valley
Mm-hmm.
phase is the executive emptiness. Every executive probably are making $1 million today, you want to make 10 million. So you want to go to the valley and pick it up. Oh,
And
you're
here's
fine.
I'll add to that, right? And you made a astonishing point when you brought up the parable about the Bible. You brought a very, very, very vital point. Here's what I've discovered, and through my own experience, right? Through my own experience, sometimes, more often than not, when people get to that phase of executive emptiness, 9 times out of 10, it's because we've neglected so many other vital and paramount aspects of our lives that we don't have that oneness with our true essence, right? We don't have that oneness. We don't feel connected to that higher source, because we've been so caught up with tedious tasks. We've been so caught up with, productivity. We've been caught up with, scheduling meetings. We've been caught up with our vision, which isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. Now, it isn't bad. However, you can't. I don't define success as a monetary aspect of your life. I will consider success being every aspect of your life in tip top shape, from your health to your relationship to your personal life, to your marriage, everything, right? Because what's $1 million if my kids look at me like I'm crap? I don't define that as success, and I never would.
Right.
So I think most of the time, when a key person of influence or an entrepreneur would experience that executive emptiness,
Yeah.
I think they have to step back. I think they have to do a thorough analysis and say, am I effective in every aspect in my life other than my business? Because if you can sit back and say, well, I'm truly not, then it's kind of inevitable that that's the reason why you're experiencing the executive emptiness.
True.
So in closing, I think as much energy, as much effectiveness, as much productivity we put towards our visions and our goals and our overall objective in business, we have to put that same exact amount of energy and productivity in the other aspects of our lives. And I think the executive emptiness feeling in a whole will just start to shallow and mellow out, and you'll eventually arrive back to the top of the mountain.
Awesome, awesome. I agree with you. I'm talking about assessment. So I myself and my team, we came up with an assessment for you to measure your executive emptiness.
Mm,
So I'm going to share that in this video. Probably when I post the video, I'm going to put the link in there, and it's free to see
okay.
where am I lacking? Because to some people, it is not be able to manage their family, not be able to have what is called work-life integration. How do I integrate work and life together? I'm not even saying work and life balance. You can't have that balance, but can you integrate it? I don't even believe in work and life balance. Life and work cannot be balanced like that. You can't spend the same amount of hours spend in the office as well. I don't know. We're talking about how do you live a life that you are integrating your family in your work, or you're integrating your work even when you're with your family. Integration.
Right.
To some people is, I've lost fulfillment. I've lost my purpose. To some people, I've my value and my company is disaligned. There's a disalignment between what I believe and what I mean. So I have like 8 variables, 8 areas, and I'll be throwing down the link for people to go and run the test for free. And then if you can check, let me just put it on audio right now. If you can check at www.app.productivate, that's the name of our company.com/executive assessment.php. I'm going to drop it there at this. But in the wrap up now, let's look at the angle of business and balance. So I said that people lose 5 things, 5F. People are so much busy with work and they lose the 5 things. Number 1, family. Number 2, fun. They lose fun. Number 3, friends. They lose friends. Number 5, they lose fulfillment.
Number 4.
Number 4, fulfillment. And number 5, faith. So work, you forget about your faith. I mean, it could be Christian, it could be Muslim, it could be Hindu, whatever. But you lose your faith because you are looking for, you are getting your job well. You lose fun, you lose family, you lose friends, you lose fulfillment. What is the essence of life without the 5 F's?
Exactly.
Let me have your thoughts before we wrap up on this. What do you think about the 5 F's that men are losing?
Once again, you hit it right on you hit it right on and it goes back to what I kind of previously stated. You have to be a driving force in those other areas of life in your life. If you go and look at the pyramid of hierarchy needs by Abraham Maslow, I don't know if you've ever seen
I
it,
know,
but
of course, after that. Yeah.
it is beautiful. For those of you that watch this, if you're not familiar with the hierarchy pyramid of needs by Abraham Maslow, please go check it out. It is paramount. And in that pyramid, it basically states what every human being needs to feel fulfilled. And everything you just said literally goes in line with that, from your faith, your fulfillment, your
Family,
friends that need to be accepted by your community, by your social life. This is important, right? This is very important. In addition to that, I'll say this too. I think what will help people balance and integrate those other aspects in their lives while they're running their business, a very vital prerequisite for high achievement, the number one thing I would say, time management. Number one prerequisite, I would say, time management. And as an executive, I think it is our duty to master time management, because it's not about so much being busy, it's about being productive. And productive isn't busy, right? You have so many people that they have this attitude where they feel like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Well, studies show that if a person would only focus on those high value tasks that, for lack of a better phrase, move the money needle in their favor, you would right? You would be surprised at how much burden is lifted off of you. And this is through my own experience because me, I'm a workaholic. I always thought, entrepreneurship is about doing everything, doing everything, doing everything, doing everything, doing everything. But I've come to discover that sometimes it's good to do little minimum tasks in a very efficient way instead of doing so many tasks in a very inefficient way. So I think time management is something that
Thank you.
that would serve individuals in uh executive emptiness greater good 100% for sure.
Thank you. On the wrap up now, going by time management, I'm a master time management practitioner and a professor. But you see, there's something about time management I'm going to blow your mind now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a time called time of doing nothing. Do nothing in
Right.
your time schedule. This is a time of no phone, no internet, no laptop, nothing.
Nothing.
You know
Nothing.
what is the most productive time for me because I generate ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a creative person. So the time of doing nothing is the most productive of generating something for somewhere for some people.
And I like what you said when you said you're a creator.
Yeah.
Watch this. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to a spiritual sense.
Mm.
The Bible says that we are all created in God's image, right? Not only does it says that, it says in the beginning God created. So in that first sentence, it lets you know the first thing God says he is, which is a creator.
Creation.
So if we're created in God's image, then it would only make sense that us individuals are also creators as well. And I think there's no better way to create
Yeah.
than to cease everything at times. Cease the phone,
You guys
which
agree
is
with.
so hard for most people to
Yeah.
do.
Why is that tell you?
Cease the phone, cease the laptop, cease the emails,
Yeah.
get to that place where, whatever that quiet place may be, however many people arrive at their place of peace, whether it be meditating, whether it be walking,
Yeah.
working out, you have to get to that place because ultimately what you'll discover is when you do seize a lot of things, it's like your brain is like
Yeah.
astronomical. It goes to a higher degree,
No,
literally.
I'm gonna bring you back again. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna take topic one by one, but we have to wrap up on time right now. So in conclusion, I'm inviting everybody listening now and watching us right now on this podcast to go to I'm going to drop the link to do your assessment of the executive emptiness tracker to track your level, and it is at www.app.productivateplus.com/executive dot assessment php. I'm going to drop that, and then you can always take advantage of it. All right, my bro, do you want to say something to the younger generation? Drop a word, and then we'll wrap with that. What's your thoughts for the next generation that's coming? Talk to me.
Here's what I would say, very brief, if I may.
Please go ahead.
I like what Dr. Price Pritchett said. He says, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I say that to say,
Come again. I want to hear that again. You can say
Dr. Price Pritchett, he's the author of the book U Squared. I highly recommend people go and get that book. He says, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. So although most younger people, you may be trying, you may be doing everything you can to reach the next level in your life. And although you don't visually see those results instantaneously, it does not mean that those results are not there.
thank
They're
you.
just they're just forming. They're just forming. And I say that to say, keep the faith. Young people, keep the faith, keep going, keep striving. Look for mentors that has dominated where you're trying to go. Listen to everything that they tell you and be a student. Be coachable and be a student. And I promise you, you'll be very glad that you did.
Thank you very much,
Very glad.
Adrecus. Thank you very much, Adrecus. That was awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you very much, viewers and listeners. I want to say thank you very much. Go ahead and do the test and check your emptiness level. And we'll be back another time with another interesting topic in this line. Have a good one. Have a good day.
Thanks, Remy.
Thank you. Bye.